What's going on YouTube? It's your girl V the Notary. Yes, it's me. I did a little switch up of my hair. Y'all don't know me. Well, y'all know me. Y'all are my people. But one thing you probably don't know about me is I love big hair. So yes, I feel like the bigger the better. So did a little switch up, but it is still me. And I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. You know, the weekend is right around the corner. So hopefully y'all are planning to hit the pool. You know, maybe you're going on vacation. So I hope you guys are having a great day. So we have to have some conversations, you guys, about how this election that we are in full swing of it, right? How it is going to affect you as a loan signing agent. Man, you know, I would say over the past month, you guys, there's been so much that has transpired between the first presidential election and then, you know, the attempt at taking out Trump, you know, we'll just preface it like that, to now, you know, Biden backing out of the election. And now Kamala has secured enough delegates for her to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. A lot has happened. So let me just say this. This is not a forum for us to talk about politics. Y'all are not going to stress me out. Okay, we're not gonna get into that, you know, and I'm just gonna warn you right now, if I don't want anybody putting any disrespectful comments below on my video. This is not the platform for that, you know. But the reason I'm coming to you, so I just want to put that out there. So let's all be respectful. I don't want to see any ugly comments. Y'all are amazing. Let's keep it that way. I'm not even going to get into the nitty gritty of who you should vote for, whatever. Just hopefully you are all voting. We'll leave it at that. But what I do want to get into, I want to talk about how this election cycle is going to directly affect all of you as a loan signing agent, okay? We all know there's elections throughout the year. Hopefully you guys are voting locally, at your state level, you know, at all levels, because honestly, those are where most of the decisions are made. You know, it's great to vote in the, you know, general election every 4 years. That is very, very important. We need to do that definitely, but you know, I want to encourage you all to vote at the local level, whether you're independent, Republican, Democrat, whatever it is that you believe in. Just make sure that you are exercising your right to vote, okay? With that being said, every general election, you guys, has a direct effect, good or bad, whether it's this big or this big, on, you know, the stock market, interest rates, the economy, you know, foreign policy, all of those things, right? And as loan signing agents, we fit into the mix. You know what I mean? We fit into the mix, and we talk a lot about how interest rates impact, you know, the loan signing industry, the housing market, and we're all intertwined in that. So that's no different this time. You know what I mean? It's no different between 4 years ago and 4 years before that, and et cetera, you know, on down the line, okay? So I want to kind of just give you some information, some basic information, and kind of ease your pain and ease some of the worries that you may have regarding, okay, you know, whether we continue, you know, obviously we know that now the, put it like this, Kamala is 99.9% she's going to be the new nominee for the Democratic Party. So it's going to be Trump against Kamala, right? And so I know you guys are probably wondering, like, okay, whether it's whatever way it goes, whether, you know, Trump is elected again, or we have our first black woman who is our president, regardless of how that happens, you're probably like, okay, well, how is that going to affect loan signing? And if you aren't thinking about that, you should be thinking about that. You should always be thinking about how the ebbs and flows and the changes in economy are going to affect your career, and kind of plan for that. But again, I want to ease your fears and some of the things that you might be thinking, because regardless of how this goes, you guys, it won't affect it much. And let me just tell you, I did look up some data on the election cycles. You know, obviously they're every 4 years, from 1972 up into 2024. And within that information that I saw, mortgage rates were directly affected by the election anywhere from 0.03% to 0.8%, okay? So any change is going to affect the market in some way. But I think it's important to point this out, you guys, because it's not like, let's just, regardless of what happens, we don't know what's going to happen in November, and we don't know who will end up being the new president, at the top of the year, January 2025. But I think it's nice to make sure that you're looking at this data and keeping up with things, because either way it goes, the interest rates, they are going to change, and they always do, but it's not going to be so dramatically that the housing market, specifically, that's what we're talking about, is going to be directly affected. So we're specifically just talking about the election, you guys. I'm not talking about, whoever, obviously the new president, because it's going to be a new president. It won't be Biden, because he has dropped out of the race, right? So we know it will either be Kamala or Trump again, right? So with the new president that's going to be coming into office, the election is not going to directly hit interest rates to the effect where they affect the mortgage industry so dramatically. Now, I'm not talking about policies, you know what I mean? Policies are a different story. Let's just say Kamala is elected and she, whatever, she could, put in place some policies, sign off on some things that, obviously things need to usually be passed by in Senate, Congress, and they come up to the president and the president signs, right? That's how most things work. We're not talking about executive orders. I'm not even going to get into that. We're not doing a crash course on politics and things, but I'm just saying their policies could directly affect, interest rates. But based on the election, because I talk with my friends, and I'm on the blogs too, and I'm seeing a lot of people are panicking, like, oh my God, this election is going to just immediately kill mortgage rates, or improve mortgage rates, or whatever it is that people are saying, and that is not necessarily true. And so with that being said, it's not going to really affect the loan signings that you are going to be getting. What is, however, going to probably affect that is, I've been looking and, kind of keeping up with what's happening with the Department of Treasury with these interest rate cuts. And there is probably one that's going to happen in September of 2024, which is right around the corner. It's almost August. It could possibly affect, loan signings, okay? And it will probably affect it in a positive way, meaning, if interest rates are slashed, obviously people are going to want to buy. And with more, buyers, transactions, that's going to push out more work to, loan signing agents. So that may have an effect on interest rates. We're not sure. I guess we'll see what the Fed decides. We don't know the percentage yet that the interest rates will be slashed. That's always a positive thing. But, it's positive in the fact that it's going to drive down interest rates, but then the demand for houses is going to go up. And obviously we know how supply and demand works. So, but for loan signing agents, that could be a good thing if there's more, obviously there are more closings, and then, there's going to be more work out in the market for you guys. So this is really interesting. I'm going to I'm really big into politics, and I have to emphasize that I do not want to have political discussions on this channel, just because I just don't want this channel to be contentious. So I don't know how many videos I'm going to do on how, this election will affect interest rates, in turn affecting all of us as realtors and loan signing agents. But I do want to stay abreast of everything and kind of bring data to you as I see it. If there's anything that I see, I'll do the research for you. And if I see anything that I feel is pertinent to bring to you guys that we should kind of be looking out for, I definitely want to do that. But I have seen some forums, some loan signing agent, some notary forums where people are starting to talk about this. I don't know if it's specific to, like, we've had a pretty crazy week. Okay, last Saturday, was it, no, it's been 2 weeks since, I think, the assassination attempt. So we've had a crazy 2 weeks, we'll say that. And then we had the Republican National Convention, and then we've had Biden drop out, and then we've had, Kamala. So people are talking, and people have different views and ideas of what is going to happen. And so I thought it would be really interesting for us to kind of talk about what we think may happen. But I have to emphasize, let's keep it respectful. And I don't want you to be in the comments, and hopefully this doesn't happen, because I'm not, have to, give you a little swat. I don't want anybody in the comments trying to sway anybody any type of way. I just want us to just talk about the data and, just use the data as a driver to see how it's going to impact the industry that we're in. So hopefully that makes sense. So I don't know, this is a different type of video, but I thought that it was relevant just given everything that's going on right now. And I just wanted to kind of reassure you all that even though we are going to have a different president, obviously, than President Biden, it's not going to change, at least in the beginning. It's not going to impact us initially that much on the amount of transactions that we will see coming down the pike. Again, 6 months into the election, that could be a different story. I don't know. Depends on the policies and different things, the drivers that change the economy. That's a whole different subject. And then, maybe we can talk about that too. But as it pertains to the election, I think that there's nothing for us to worry about in relation to how it will impact our loan signings. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, share. You guys enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.